No intro. Hey, everybody. No intro today, I guess. Welcome to Season 2 of Tyman On Tap. Sorry for the slight delay in programming. If I wasn't running behind, I wouldn't be running at all. So, we are in the cornfields of Kansas. This is a very patriotic episode that we have going on. Yeah, apparently in Kansas, you do not get intros. The intros are not available in Kansas. This mystical, magical machine that was the Stargate that we left last time brought us to Kansas. And I'm sitting here with the Connecticut flag and the American flag. So we're doing great stuff tonight. So Season 2, we have a really fun-filled season. Last season was only, I think, about 8 episodes, 12 episodes, something like that. I think we're going to do a lot more this season. We're probably going to do full, maybe 26. Maybe you get 26 episodes of Tyman On Tap. Maybe even 30. We'll see. Until they kick me off the air, I'll be here with you trying to tell you good stuff. So welcome to Season 2, folks. Obviously, you can give us a call here at 203. Don't know the rest of the number. 265. 6310. So that's 203 265 6310. So yeah, we're going to have a great season this season. More of the stuff you want. What? Oh, the co-host. Well, as we know, the co-host went back to LA. Don't know where some other people are, but this season we're going to have a bunch of different co-hosts. Next week we're going to have a kickoff special. We're going to have a special focused on the football season. You're going to talk about the tech you need to watch your football games. When you watch it, actually, it'll be one game after the season starts. So we'll tell you how the Giants did against the Cowboys. We're going to have a great episode. We're going to talk about food. We're going to talk about tech. We're going to talk about how New England Patriots are going to win the conference again this year and how Bill Belichick is the greatest coach since Vince Lombardi. We have a really great season. And by the way, it's the Connecticut flag for everybody in all the different states. You got it? And this is the American flag. We're very patriotic today. At the heels of the Republican convention and Democratic convention happening in about a week, maybe 2 weeks, we're just going to be super patriotic, and for the next 2 weeks, you're going to see the flags. And we're just going to be super pro-America, like we are. So yeah, give us a call. No, we don't have a lot of people besides me here today, so I want you to call in. Say what you got to say. Tell me what you want to tell me. Complain about what you want to complain on. 203-265-6310. And it's Tyman On Tap. Follow Joe's Facts at Twitter. Hashtag Tyman On Tap. If you hashtag Tyman On Tap, and if I deem it worthy, I will read your tweet on air, assuming I don't have any technical problems with that. But make sure you follow at Joe's Facts, the supplemental Twitter account associated with this show. We do not have an official Twitter yet. We will once I win the rights back. At some point, we'll get a website up and going, so you can just go to TymanOnTap.com, and we'll have all the episodes posted in order. We'll even have behind-the-scenes footage. Watch that. We'll have interviews with the cast and crew. We'll see what Will Krutsky thinks about the production. We'll go from there. Oh, and hiatus about a month ago. So what have we been doing for the past month? I don't remember. It was a long month. Crazy stuff happened. People went back to other parts of the country. I kept on living the dream. I got ready. I've been waiting. I've been waiting for a month for you guys. I never stop, can't stop, too dangerous. So, I was just waiting to get back on air. I had an issue with my neck. I couldn't move my neck for a while. That was fun. I went on vacation to the Cape. I did a lot of cool things. Why don't you call in 203-265-6310 and tell me about your summer vacation. Tell me about the school year. Tell me about what you're going to do. Tell me what you're doing getting ready for the holiday season. Because soon it's going to be Columbus Day, our favorite holiday of them all. Just saying. Ooh. If you're Italian American, you love that holiday. It's like,
Columbus was a butcher.
Says somebody who ancestors had the greatest pirate fleet in the history of man. Topic 1. Let's talk about topic 1. We're going to go through I'm Joe Tyman. There's my Twitter. at Joe's Facts. Follow it. Get some knowledge. It's a great thing. Next, the hashtag. Hashtag Tyman On Tap. Make sure you get that written down. And Harold Bigsby, not here. He is not flipping and skipping. Andrew S. is not called in right now. Howie has not called in. Topic, Season 2. We talked about this. We're really excited. Looking forward to having you here another season. So the next topic is NFL replacement referees. Now, this is possibly the silliest lockout / labor stoppage in the history of labor stoppages. I mean, we're getting a call right now. Hello? Hello?
Oh.
Yes, who's there?
Hi, this is Tyman On Tap.
This is Tyman On Tap.
I'm just calling about the show, and I wanted to let you know a little bit about, how much I love it.
Really? Tell me how much you love it.
It's quite intriguing. It's one of the better shows on WPAA.
Really? Where are you calling from tonight, sir?
I'm calling from Suffield, Connecticut.
Ah, it's Suffield. That's by the airport, right?
Yeah, it's not too far from Bradley.
Ah, so do you do a lot of traveling on the airport? Do you go to a lot of places? Maybe fly to Italy or someplace?
Actually, yes, I'm very international. We often fly to Italy.
What part of Italy are you from? What part of the home country are you from?
Well, if I had to say, it's actually a little town called Teggiano. It's not too far from Rome.
Ah, so you're Central Italian. You're from the central part of the country.
That's right.
Ah,
A lot of people know it as Campania.
So does that mean that you're both a good soccer player and a race car driver?
Just like Mario Andretti, I'm basically his prodigy.
So what are you doing tonight other than watching the show?
So Joe, you're by yourself today. I notice. No co-host.
Yes, I'm going at it harder than ever before. Like they said, I'm making the bad dog back in the day.
I like the political theme. It's right on target. It's very current. The Connecticut flag and the U.S. flag is great.
Ah, thank you. I think if you watch later, if you're from Suffield, you're gonna like my next background. It's a little treat to my favorite town in the state of Connecticut, other than Wallingford.
It's a great town. A lot of good people come from this town.
Yes, the graham cracker was actually invented from in Suffield. That's a little known fact.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you luck on your episode here, and I hope you get a lot of good callers, because it looks like you're struggling by yourself there today, Joe.
Well, it's only been about 8 minutes. We had some shortcomings to begin with, but we will improve and carry on, and we'll see what happens from now. So, are you excited? So, tell me, what did you do with your summer? Because that's the theme of the episode. What did you do with your summer?
Oh, summer 2012 has been a blast. Let me tell you. We grow tomatoes where I'm from. So
did you make any of your own sauce?
We can our own sauce. We grow tomatoes. It was a great summer for the agriculturalists, gardeners alike. I've also been working in my home vineyard.
Oh, you have a vineyard. You make your own wine.
Working on making my own wine as well. I'm going to bottle my own wine. I'm going to call it. I don't know what I'm going to call it just yet, but it's going to be something great.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to. You know what? When you have your own wine, and you're ready to take it off, I'll let you have a 20-minute segment discussing your wine. You can bring it on here. We have a little wine sampling, and you can get some nice publicity for your wine.
That should be sometime in November. There's a Thanksgiving holiday.
Oh, just in time for wine season. Thanksgiving, Christmas, 2 big wine holidays.
We'll throw a turkey up there, too. Some turkey and some wine. They go together great.
You know what? We'll have a Thanksgiving episode. I'll bring the turkey. You bring your wine.
Sounds good, Joe. Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you. Thanks for calling in. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Have a safe Labor Day.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. That was Paul from Suffield. That is great caller. Great caller. So just call in when you can, and you could be the next Paul from Suffield. Turning it on because I couldn't hear it ringing last time. I'm sorry, guys. So the NFL replacement referees. That was a huge issue. This is a huge issue in terms of the NFL. There is a huge work stoppage. There's an issue with hiring more referees, making them full-time, and as you may know, the NFL is part-time because of the fact that they want upstanding moral citizens so they don't have to worry about gambling. The problem is they want pay raises. The NFL doesn't want to give them. It's just a lot of chaotic. Ooh, am I getting a call? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes. You're on Tyman On Tap.
Hello?
Yes.
I'm looking for Joe Tyman's Tyman On Tap show.
Yes, you're on air. You're in front of millions of people hearing you. Not really, but we can hope. Hello, who is this?
Hello, this is Carolyn from Suffield.
Our second Suffield caller of the night.
Oh, yeah, I'm really, really honored.
Yes. So how's your summer going? How is the thing?
You know what I spent my summer doing?
What did you spend your summer doing?
I spent my summer watching the Red Sox lose over and over again. Is that up for discussion tonight?
If you want to talk about that, yes.
Well, I know you're a noted Red Sox lover, and I was just wondering if you could tell me why they were so terrible this year.
Players underperforming, a management stuck with a payroll that they couldn't really do anything with, bad manager that didn't really fit with the team.
Last year they were really awful too, and I thought that this year was
No matter how bad they were last year, they were still one game away from making the playoffs. They won 2 games in September more than they did. They would have been in the playoffs. They also won 89
how many
games.
games away from the playoffs this year?
Like 10.
That's terrible.
Yes. So they got worse.
Okay, well, how do you feel about the deal with the Dodgers?
I think the Dodgers are going to have issues paying it. They're currently paying Manny Ramirez after he's long been gone.
Okay, so you're for the deal.
I think when you get a blank check for 200, or if you get a check for $260 million, you kind of have to take it and run.
I agree with you. Are you disappointed in this season?
2 years ago they were talking about, or in 2011, they talked about how this was the greatest team assembled ever, and it fell short. And then this year they didn't even come close to falling short. This is the worst. This could be the second worst Red Sox team I've watched in my lifetime.
Are you still a fan?
You're still a fan. You take the good with the bad. I mean, only the St. Louis Cardinals have won the same amount of championships that the Red Sox have had since 2001.
It's just with the Celtics and the Bruins and the Patriots and the Red Sox, I feel like this has been a really bad year for New England fans.
The Patriots extremely overachieved, and so did the Celtics. So, I mean, they had overall good seasons. I mean, they could have, Patriots play one quarter better, they win. Celtics play one game better, they win. But, overall, those teams probably weren't. And if you look at the beginning of the season, where those teams, and compared them where the teams finished, I think any fan in the beginning of the season, knowing how the season ended, would have been happy. But now, you fast forward, you see this, you see how close you are, you always want more.
Wait, do you think the Patriots are going to make it to the Super? Do you think the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl this year potentially?
I think they have a good shot. I think they're easily the best team in their division. They're easily the top 2 to 3 teams in the AFC. So, I mean, I think they have a good shot. It's better. They improved their defense, which was a huge problem last year. They improved their downfield threat, which cost them the Super Bowl when Gronkowski got hurt. So I think they got better.
Well, I'm glad you're so optimistic.
Yes.
I just started caring about sports when everybody starts to lose, and it's kind of frustrating.
That is. It's almost apropos.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate.
Yes. Well, all right. Well, thanks for calling in. If you like football, tune in next week for the football special.
Well, you know what? Just if I could give a suggestion before leaving, I think now that you don't have a co-host, or you should get a co-host that can turn kind of into like a back and forth, especially if you're going to cover these conventions and like with the upcoming election, it can be kind of like a Hannity and Combs thing, except hire a combs with some balls. You know what I mean?
Actually, if we actually don't, other than touching on the fact that they're happening, we actually don't really get into the fact of politics that often.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then forget it.
But we will have a guest host. I think next week we're trying to shoot for 2 people to come in, and we should see how that goes.
All right, I'll definitely tune in.
All right, thanks for calling. Have a good night out in Suffield.
You too.
Come on, Wallingford. This is WPAA, not SW or SPAA. Let's get some calls. 203-265-6310. And, you know, Suffield may be the second greatest town in the state of Connecticut, but let's show them why Wallingford's the best. Let's call in at any time and talk about it. Was that a callback? Yeah, that was the callback. We've got to figure out why it does that. So, yes, back to the replacement referees. So, this is the silliest labor stoppage in the history of labor stoppage. These are 2 people, the NFL and the referees, that really need each other. The NFL needs good referees. The referees need to drop the NFL. Ooh, I'm getting a call. Hello, welcome to Tyman On Tap. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with tonight?
Howdy. Joey, how you doing in there?
Hey, how we doing?
Yeah, it's the roof. I'm on my boat. I'm enjoying some Pinot Grigio.
Pinot Grigio. So you're not at your condo by the Oakdale?
No, I'm renting it out to a Jewish man named Pete.
Pete? Yeah, what are you and Pete doing? Just drinking some Pinot Grigio?
Yeah, I was drinking a Pinot Grigio. I was having a little Bonnie Tyler marathon here with my records. And I figured no bras out tonight. I'm going to call Joey.
So how's life been since you left the Oakdale?
I don't know, the Oakdale, it's on thin ice, I'm telling you.
So
they're not getting enough shows. They're not doing Broadway anymore. I was a big supporter of Broadway and Charlie Daniels. Yeah, Charlie Daniels in there like 6 times.
6 times? Wow.
Yeah, I got his autograph and everything.
So what are you doing on your boat other than drinking some wine?
I was doing some Sudoku.
Sudoku?
And, yeah, and then polishing my nails.
Polishing your nails?
Yeah, just Sudoku.
That sounds like a fun evening. How was your summer spent?
I was watching a lot of Jersey Shore, and I hear they're shutting that down.
Are they? Why are they shutting it down? Because Chris Christie doesn't like it?
I don't know. It's got 6 golden seasons, and it's done after this one.
Really? What are they going to do with themselves when they're no longer famous?
I don't know. Probably do a couple of spin-offs, you know, like mini Jersey episodes. I
think the Roosh should get his own reality TV show.
Oh, no. I'm pretty much just smoking cigars, drinking Pinot.
I figured you're more into whiskey.
No, I drink a scotch when I'm out at a show or something, you know, get a couple extra of those in me.
2, 3?
Yeah, a couple of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who you got calling you tonight?
We got a bunch of people. We got 2 callers from Suffield. Glad we got a Wallingford resident, the Ruse, calling in. Now we're 2-1 Suffield over Wallingford. Let's keep calling in, Wallingford. Let's keep calling in. You know, we're talking about the NFL. The NFL locked out all their officials, like the referees. So they have all these really bad referees reffing games. Like, well, how do you feel about that?
Oh, you know, I just watch the New York Giants when it comes to sports. If it's not the Giants, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about the behind-the-scenes thing, you know. I just tune in the Giants every time.
The Roost does love his Giants.
You know, I'm going to vote for Mitt Romney because I make a couple $1 million a year, and I think he's going to be right for me.
That's good.
Yeah, and you know, Paul Ryan, he looks like my brother-in-law. It's great.
That's good. You're a brother-in-law?
Yeah, you know, Joey.
Joey. Yeah.
Big Joey over there.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, whatever happened to Mickey and Chauncey over there, those 2 co-hosts?
Oh, Vinny and Harold?
Yeah, Vinny and Harold. Couldn't remember.
One went out to the West Coast, and one's just doing his thing.
Oh, yeah, he's just hanging around?
Hanging around.
Oh, that's great. All right, Joey, I'm going to sit back. I'm getting a headache.
All right.
All right, you stay classy. Stay sharp.
I'll stay classy. You stay classy.
Yeah. Keep it up.
All right, thank you. Thanks for calling in. All right, we're going to go to PSA, and let's we'll go from there. All right. Yes.
So, are you going out tonight? I can't. My parents say I have to be home right after work. That's so gay. Totally gay. Ugh, that's so Emma and Julia.
Hello?
Why are you saying that's so Emma and Julia?
Well, you know, when something is dumb or stupid, you say that's so Emma and Julia.
Who says that?
Everyone. Imagine if who you are were used as an insult. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Folks, why won't we go to the doctor? My uncle called, speech all slurred, complaining his arms numb. He called everyone. He even called my daughter Tiara, because, you know, she's got a year of nursing. Everyone thinks he needs to go to the doctor, including me. So he said, well, will you take me? I'm like, I'm on the road. He goes, I'll wait. Stroke's no joke. If you or someone you love have symptoms of stroke, don't wait. It may be too late. Dial 911. Time loss is brain loss.
When life's this hard, graduating can be even harder. But you can help Ativa and the students in your community make it through by visiting boostup.org.
Abandoned and lost. From the dark, cold streets of the city to a cage in the local shelter, to heaven, your lap.
Hey, everybody. And as an homage to the colors of Suffield, we got a nice tobacco field. Took a picture of this in Suffield, drove up there this morning. This is fresh, uncut tobacco behind us, right here. This is the Connecticut flag being represented. You know, we're just representing Suffield and Wallingford and Connecticut and America and freedom and democracy. And the NFL is a part of the American tradition, and they're locking out the refs, and labor stoppages are a part of American history. And on the phone, we have a proud American, Andrew S. from Long Island. Couldn't make it in studio today.
How you doing, Joe?
How you doing?
So good. First of all, let me first say thank you, Wallingford, for bringing him back. And second of all, Joe, you got your show back.
I got my show back in multiple ways.
It's your show again, Joe.
It's my show.
It's like it's Joe's show.
This is my show, yeah.
Yeah.
See, you're not watching TV. I actually was dancing there, but since you're on the phone, you probably can't see that.
I know. I like to keep my. I don't want to get distracted by myself or by you or by anything. I want to focus on the phone.
You know, it's like with people that call in WFAN and leave the radios on the background and they want to hear themselves.
Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down.
And they tell you they turn them down. They don't actually do it, and just like, why are you lying? Why are you lying?
I love when they come off a speakerphone, so like it starts like they're like, "Hey, Mike, how you doing?" Hey, so anyway, I gotta think about the Yankees right now.
Yeah.
You just hear that annoying like. I don't really get the people who wait. You know, they'll say like a Monday after a Giants game, for example. They'll be like, "Oh, Chris in Long Island, you've been waiting for like 3 hours." Like, hey, Mike, how you doing? Long-time listener, first-time caller. I was on the hold for 3 hours. I just want to say, Giants defense looks good. What are your thoughts? Like, they don't bring anything to the table. They just. How can you sit on the phone for 3 hours waiting to talk to somebody? It's crazy.
You know, I once talked to Mike Francesca's producer about Nesson. True story.
Really? What'd you discuss?
Well, Mike said that Yes was the first network to have, you know, do all the games on cable, or do the majority of them. And I said, no, that's true. 2 years before Yes started, the Red Sox would have every single game except the Friday games, which is about the same amount of games the Yankees right now have on broadcast TV on Nesson. So Nesson was one of the first T-Mode, I think it was the first T-Mode broadcast station or cable station, and 2 was the first station to just be. This is the only way where you can get your Red Sox, your baseball. So I think they really were innovators, even more so than Yes.
Joe, did you talk about the trade yet?
The trade. We briefly talked about it. My last caller said that she spent her summer watching the Red Sox lose and wanted to know how I felt with the trade. My feeling is, if you could get rid of $260 billion of payroll and some idiot team out there wants to pay it, go ahead.
Well, okay, true. I take that. I think this is the trade where both cities very happy. You talk to people in Boston, and they're like, "Oh, we're so excited that we got rid of all that money, those underperforming people, blah blah blah." And you talk to LA, and they're just like, "Oh, the more the merrier. Bring them all on." So, I mean, I don't know, Joe. I know you're not a big Bobby V fan.
That's true. Are you a big Bobby V fan? I know you growing up in Long Island, the Mets were your summers were the Mets summers. You know, you just stretch it out to Flushing.
I love Bobby V. I actually met Bobby V once through my old job.
Was he shoveling snow in Stanford?
This was, I was down in Stanford, and we were eating at my boss took me out to dinner or for lunch at a Japanese restaurant right across from Bobby V's restaurant, and he was there with some Japanese friends, and he came up to, he knew my boss, and we discussed, and he took the time to actually ask me who I was and what I was doing and where I went to school, and so I thought him to be a very nice gentleman, but an ex-girlfriend of mine, her father actually played against him in the Cape Cod League one summer, and she did not, through her father, did not have nice things to say about him.
Wasn't Bobby V the last high school player ever to play the Cape Cod League or something like that?
I don't know. I don't know the exact story, but he was like a true like dual threat. Like he did play both baseball and football. I supposedly he was a really good football player.
Would be the Hall of Fame baseball player if he didn't break his leg. You know,
yeah.
He had the speed.
It's funny how many guys, like you look at what's his face? Who is the guy who used to be the manager for the Red Sox before?
Francona or Grady Little? Jimmy Williams?
The last one.
Francona?
Francona, yeah. Do you know what his collegiate batting average was?
What?
I think it was 423. And I mean, he never really made it in the majors, but he
played like 10 years in the majors. I wish I could not.
Yeah, but he wasn't like, okay, yeah, but so did Billy Beane. I mean, like, would you say that he made it in the same sense that, like, Alex Rodriguez or, you know?
No, I think that he's had a better baseball career than the majority of the people who play in the major leagues have had. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer because, I mean, that's like...
I would say at best he was, I don't know, you really think that...
Yeah, I think his father was a great baseball player. I think his father was much better than he was, but I think he was still... I mean, he wasn't like... all-star type of player, but you know he's a good everyday player for a few years. I mean, you can't take that away from him.
Okay, I just think that relatively he was. I would just say he was average. I mean, maybe I got to look into it. You know more about it than I do, but I would say for a guy who did all what he did in college, you would have thought that it would have translated a little better. That's all I'm going to say.
But who was the guy before Steven Strasburg? That was supposed to be the next coming of Jesus Christ. What was his name? I forgot. There's that pitcher that was a first overall pick, didn't do anything. And a lot of these guys, you know, they have these ridiculous power seasons in college. They get rid of the metal bats and they can't hit anything.
That's true too. Yeah, and I mean the fields are smaller. I mean it's true, but I mean I just think it's just interesting. But I think those guys that do well in high school and do well in college, regardless of how they do in the majors, they make good managers, Joe, because they know the game. They're not guys. This isn't like some mercenary job for them. They didn't. It's not like they were 15 and they learned how to swing a bat, and someone said, "Oh, you could make a lot of money off of that, so play baseball," and they did. But these guys really enjoy the sport and really enjoy the game. That's what makes them good managers.
Yes.
Is Francona, does he manage again?
Not next year. Not next year.
Eventually, but eventually though.
I mean, how can he was? I mean, if you look at his career compared to other Hall of Fame managers, he's on. If he can get another good team, he's a Hall of Fame manager. I mean, he's already won 2 World Series.
He's a Hall of Fame manager right now. I mean, because you know what? He has the Red Sox vote. He has the first ever win, and he has the second. To me, honestly, the second World Series is a lot more impressive than the first. And
the egos, what he could do with egos. I mean,
yeah,
he's like the anti-Bobby V, where he doesn't fight with these guys. He understands that they're superstars, and he knows how to just like coalesce them into a state of just riding it out. You know what I mean?
There's definitely, I think there's too much of a. I take this from. I'm not a Red Sox fan. I take this from talking from Red Sox fans. There's really too much of a thought that the 2007 team is the same thing as the 2004 team. I look at them as completely different teams. Like, I know there's some similar players. I know there's the same, there's Ortiz and there's Manny and all that. But for the most part, like, I see two different teams. I see two different mindsets. I see 04 being kind of like this reckless, crazy group, obviously, the Beards and the Cowboy Up and all that. But I think 07 was a really polished team and just a much easier team to root for, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And, I look at that as Francona's real crowning achievement. And I know that one World Series doesn't make your entire career, but when you throw in the fact that he's a Red Sox, the first one to win in 80-something years, and you throw in the fact that he's won 2, and he'll probably go to another team and have success there, and I think it will be either the Angels or the Cubs, to be honest with you. I think he's definitely Hall of Fame, or he's on his way to Hall of Fame.
You know what's impressive about the 2007 team with the Red Sox is that was a you got the stars who want to win in 2004. You got the Pedro Martinez, you got the Kurt Schilling. Like they didn't have many more pitches left in their arms. You got the Derek Lowe's. You got a lot of vets that we don't know when we're going to be able to do this again. And none of those guys on that team, other than Johnny Damon, actually won a World Series again. It's like that was those vets knew that this is one of their last shots. But with 07, it's such a different roster. You got the homegrown players, you got the Pedroias, you got the John Lesters, the Clay Buckhouses, the Jacoby Ellsburys, the Jed Lowrys. I mean, there's the Mandel Carmens, the Jonathan Papelbons. You got this really homegrown feel that you didn't have with that first team.
I was leaving Roseland Ballroom. I think it was Game 3 of the World Series that year. And as we were leaving, they turn the lights on, they're pretty much forcing you out. And the bar in the back had the game on, the World Series game on. And a couple of guys behind me, they were Yankees fans. They were saying, you know what? This is the first Red Sox team that I actually don't hate. I mean, there was a real kind of like people, because of the homegrown players, because they were not as obnoxious and the beards and all that.
You know what's funny though? That was one of the best regular season Red Sox teams that I've ever seen in my life. That was just a super dominant they won like 97 games or something like that. They were just a really strong, good team from beginning to end of the season. I mean, I don't think it's very rare that a team that can maintain being that good for that long a time. Because usually you get a lot of wild card teams because it gets hot at the end. They may have a crappy 6 months.
Right
Yeah, but that was a team that was just constantly good.
Would you say in the regular season, Joe, the regular season, was the 03 team better than the 04 team?
Yes, that was a better team than the 04.
That's like the Mets, because that's what kills me about the Mets and making the World Series in 2000. The 99 team was, to me, at least in the regular season, was vastly superior to the 2000 team. And I would have loved if the 99 team would have been able to make it to the World Series. I'm not saying they would have won. I'm not saying, things would have been different, obviously, just granted on the face of it. But I really wish the 99 team had made it as opposed to the 2000 team. Because I didn't really like that 2000 team as much as I liked that 99 team. Other than Timo Perez, there was nothing really newer or better about the 2000 team than 99. So, I don't know. Dave, Joe, who's the worst football coach in the NFL outside of the new guys? So no one at the job for 2-3 years. Who is the number? We all know who number 1 is. Belichick's number 1. Who's the worst coach in the NFL?
Nerve Turner has to be up there. At some point, you got to start questioning Rex Ryan. I mean, he won a couple big games, but that's it. I mean.
All right, I bring this up because I was in my car today, like around 6, and the Mad Dog was talking about this, and they all to a T put Norv Turner, and I think Norv Turner's a bad coach. Don't get me wrong, but they also named Jason Garrett of the Dallas Cowboys, and if you ask me if I wanted to coach between the two of them, if I wanted to coach for the season or coach for the game, I'd take Norv Turner over Garrett, both situations.
That's probably true, but the problem with the Cowboys isn't their head coach, it's their owner/GM.
Yeah, no, but I mean, he's a bad. Let's face it. Just looking on the field, he's made some really questionable.
But who's going to want to come there and coach for him?
It's a good point, but I'm just saying, he's just bad. I find it hard to believe that a team worth that much money, and I know that Jones is crazy, and I know all that, but he did win with coaches. He won with Switzer, and he won with what's his face, the head, the guy with the hair in Miami.
Jimmy Johnson. The salary cap killed him. Once he wasn't able to just pay whatever he wanted for players, that kind of hurt.
I know, but I'm just saying, he did win with coaches. He did have some step away years, but Jason Garrett, I don't know how he keeps his job. I think he's way worse than Norv Turner. And yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of bad coaches in the NFL right now. If you look at the top 5, the difference between the top 5 and the next 25, like not counting the bottom 2, obviously, there's a huge gap. Like if you outside of Belichick, Coughlin, Tomlin, and I'll say Sean Payton because he's technically still a coach, although not this season, and the guy from Green Bay. I don't really know. There's not a lot of good coaches. There's only 3 or 4 great coaches. McCarthy from Green Bay, and outside of that, man, there's really just not much. I don't think I've ever remembered when there's been this many bad coaches in the NFL.
Yeah, I think that it's the most trying season, I think, for a coach that's going to be this year. It's going to be Rex Ryan. This is going to be a put-up-or-shut-up year. It's like, okay, you had good success. You also caught the Patriots when they had a really bad defense. You got lucky. The Colts gave up and let you win. You had these happenstance things happen that aren't going to happen again for you, that he took advantage of partly, but he didn't take advantage all the way. What are you going to do now that the Patriots have developed their defense? What are you going to do now that the Bills are getting better? What are you going to do that there's better teams out there and you're still staying in the same place? And where's your coach? See, what Bill Belichick did and what Tom Coughlin did, when those two coaches took those two teams that far and got that much out of those players, that was impressive. Rex Ryan would not be able to do that with either of those two teams. He would not have gone as far with those talents if he had those two talents on those teams.
But the problem is, Joe, the owner loves the coach. And the owner loves the coach. The owner loves the GM. The GM loves the coach. So I don't really think anything's going to change. I mean, Rex Ryan could have a huge setback, but other than like a 2-14 season, I don't see, or a 1-15, which is not going to happen, or a 4-12. I don't see that. I don't see him getting fired, Joe. I just think that because of the owner who's in love with him, he's not going anywhere.
But they could end up with anywhere from 9 wins to 7 wins this season. Like they're going to be an average team. You know what I mean?
Average team. Yeah, they're an 8-8 team that will either get lucky and win 2 more games, so 10-6, or get unlucky and lose 2 last or 1 last. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. They're totally that average team that's just kind of whatever. I mean, they're lucky that I think they have a pretty bad division. I think that Miami's going to be a lot worse than last year, and I think the Bills are going to be a lot worse. They're not going to have that hot start that they had last year, and I don't know. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. Well, we can save all this for next week. I'm
sorry. Y'all, listen, one quick more topic. Neil Armstrong died.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Somebody bought a billboard. They didn't say who they were, but there's a billboard. There's a picture of the Earth and the Moon, and it says Neil Armstrong, whatever years he lived. I'm like, that's pretty cool, because whoever spent that money is not getting it back.
No, he just did it because, listen, obviously I think the only thing I will say about Neil Armstrong is, the other guys have been to the moon is really cool, and I know the first is always more important, but the guy went to the moon. He went to the moon, Joe, he walked on the moon. He saw both poles, the North and the South Pole, at the same time. I just think that when you think about that, it's just mind-boggling. And I wonder, I was reading about Elon Musk today. I really wonder, will you and I ever have an opportunity to go to the moon?
I think we'll have an opportunity to go to space. I don't know about the moon.
Okay. But, I don't know. So I was thinking about, what do you think about space mining, Joe?
I think the problem is it can't cost $10,000 a pound to send something back and forth from space. We had to get that cost down before we can actually make realistic mining.
What about, they're talking about building, a space elevator, not necessarily on Earth, but building it on the moon first. Less gravity, obviously, no air resistance. Kind of learning the ropes there through robots. Obviously, they're not going to send a person to check on it. It's going to be like robots. And then maybe using that technology here. But, there's some pretty cool stuff that they're doing. You look at the planes that, go in the upper atmosphere, and then they drop the spaceship, and then the spaceship takes off. And that obviously cuts down a lot of fuel and cuts down on the cost. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think it's going to happen. I think the next frontier is really going to be the space mining.
Well,
and soon, Joe. I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about 100 years from now. I'm not talking about 50 years. I'm talking about 10 to 15.
Well, here's what I want to say about that. I don't know about the space mining, but do you know Virgin Atlantic and Virgin US announced that you can use your frequent flyer miles for space travel?
Oh, for Virgin Galactic?
Yes.
That's pretty sweet.
That is pretty cool.
Because when you run out of places to go on this Earth, then you're just like, I'm going to space, baby.
Think about it. If you're somebody that travels around a lot, I mean, you don't want to go to Vegas again. You don't want to see LA again. You don't want to see the Coliseum in Rome. You've seen all these places.
Yeah.
You want to go somewhere you haven't seen.
Forget Polynesia. Forget Diego del whatever that place is called.
Del Farrago?
Bora.
Bora,
You know,
Bora.
forget all those places.
Timbuktu?
Please. I'm going to space.
All right, so
Pretty cool.
we have to wrap up, but I want to get 2 points from you. Okay. Your opinion about the replacement referees. Do you think they're really bad? Because I do.
They're, you know what it is? I heard a really good thing. They're getting a lot of scrutiny because everyone's looking at them. So for the first time in a long time, people are looking at the actions of the referees in the preseason games. So they are getting added scrutiny, but they're just bad. You know what it is, Joe? To me, it's not that they're stupid. It's just that they're not used to the pace of the game.
Because these guys have spent 15 years on average in college ranks or high school ranks
But have you
watching
been
football.
to a D3 game? I mean, I've been to a Division III college football game. I mean, honestly, I used to go to Staples versus Greenwich every Thanksgiving Day, and honestly, Division III games, they're slower than competitive high school games. They're just, no one really cares about Division III games. At Division II, they care. I'll give them that.
I'm going to Division II on Saturday, 1 o'clock, West Haven.
But that's pretty cool. But University of New Haven?
Yeah, versus Merrimack.
I hate Merrimack so much.
You should come and root against them.
I probably should. But Joe, seriously, I think it's just the speed of the game, and it's only going to get worse in week 1 because that's when they're going to come to play. The boys, they're going to bring their lunch pails to play real football, and it's only going to get worse, and I don't understand why the NFL is doing this. It makes no sense. And if I have to watch the Giants take on the Cowboys and no Ed Hockley, it's just not going to feel like football, Joe. It's just not going to feel like football.
All right, well, what did you do in the past month since Tyman On Tap's been on?
Oh man, I've done so much. First of all, I've watched all of the repeats, which I highly encourage everyone to do. And I don't really know. Actually, I really have no idea what. Thursday. I'll say this though, Joe. Thursday nights have felt a little lonelier.
Yes.
So it's good to have you back. And honestly, I mean, no disrespect and no trash talking, if you will. But I'm glad to see you have your own show.
Well, the football episode next week, that wouldn't happen if it wasn't my own show.
See, there you go. And no crazy people with beards yelling and.
Well, I do have a beard, and I do occasionally yell.
Well, yeah, okay, but you know what? There's only room for one, and that's you. It's your name on the show, so let's keep it that way.
All right. Well, we have to run. You've been on for like 20 minutes.
Have a great one. See you, Riyadh. See you. Thank you, Wallingford. I love you. I'm out.
All right. Bye-bye. And that was Andrew from Long Island. So we're going to wrap up. We're going to go to a PSA. We're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit about back to school. Maybe take a couple more calls. This episode's about you guys tonight, not about me, about Season 2. Let's get this game started. This is the kickoff special. Let's roll. But until we roll, we'll just...
So, are you going out tonight? I can't. My parents say I have to be home right after work. That's so gay.
Totally gay. Ugh, that is so Emma and Julia.
Why are you saying that's so Emma and Julia?
Well, when something is dumb or stupid, you say that's so Emma and Julia.
Who says that?
Everyone. Imagine if who you are were used as an insult. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Folks, why won't we go to the doctor? My uncle called, speech all slurred, complaining his arms numb. He called everyone. He even called my daughter Tiara, because, she's got a year of nursing. Everyone thinks he needs to go to the doctor, including me. So he said, well, will you take me? I'm like, I'm on the road. He goes, I'll wait. Stroke's no joke. If you or someone you love have symptoms of stroke, don't wait. It may be too late. Dial 911. Time loss is brain loss.
When life's this hard, graduating can be even harder. but you can help Ativa and the students in your community make it through by visiting boostup.org.
Abandoned and lost. From the dark, cold streets of the city to a cage in the local shelter, to heaven, your lap.
Hey everybody, we're back, and on the phone we have a very special guest, Luigi from Suffield. That's 3-1 Suffield, Wallingford 1, Long Island 1. Come on, Wallingford, get on the phones and call up. But right now, let's talk to Luigi. How we doing, Luigi?
Oh my God, I'm doing good now that guy Andrew was able to get off the phone. Man, that guy's a talker.
Yeah, he's going to be on next week. You're going to ask him questions about his talking habits in person, or when he's here.
Jeez. Well, hey, you know, everyone calling in. It's been a great show. You know, I like everybody talking, especially about Bobby V's down in Stanford. You know, that's my place, bro.
I know. And Paisans from Stanford are like a club. Once you're in it, you can't get out of it, and you just keep going back to it.
Oh, I've had the greatest times down there. You know, 5 o'clock comes alive. It's called Alive at 5.
Live at 5.
Live at 5 down in Stanford on those summer nights. You get those bands coming, hanging out at Bobby V's. You know, everyone getting out on town.
Yeah. So, this is the question we have to ask everybody. What have you done the past month that Tyman On Tap was off?
Oh, I've been doing all sorts of things, you know.
How have your Thursday nights been?
Been selling a lot of commercial real estate.
Commercial real estate. A couple of
and I'm also thinking about opening up a butcher shop down there on North Main, you know.
Yeah, you know, we always need one more butcher shop.
You know, I'm gonna move down to Wallingford. I think it's a nice place. You know, I hear that they were trying to figure out if they would let outside dining with alcohol be approved. I hear that was a topic in the Wallingford news recently.
All right, I don't know what happened to it. We'll find out for you next week about the outside dining with liquor. But yeah, you know, it'd be nice. I like nice outside dining with liquor.
That's good. That's good. What would you guys think of if Wallingford maybe had a dog park?
I'd like a dog park. You know, you can take your dog out, have a little fun, let it run around, don't have to worry about it. You know how it is.
Well, I don't know. I think that there are a lot of good people in Wallingford that have these animals, and they need a place that everybody gets together and gets to see everyone's dogs, you know?
Yeah. Well, since you know all about commercial real estate, Wallingford's like a commercial real estate beacon. So, I mean, maybe somebody could take some commercial real estate, make it a dog park, charge a membership to use it.
Maybe like a dog resort.
Yeah, a dog resort.
I read it in the paper, in that local Wallingford paper there, that they've already raised almost $12,000 for this dog park. They need $25,000.
$25,000 for a dog park. That's not that too expensive at a dog park.
I don't know. It sounds all right. Maybe on the show you could put a couple good words in, and maybe there could be like a dog.
All right, Wallingford, go donate $5 to the dog park. I'm going to donate $5 to the dog park. The producer is talking to the person from the station. They're both going to donate $5 to the dog park. We're going to get a dog park in Wallingford.
There you go. Look at that.
Dog parks in Wallingford.
Hey, they're over halfway.
Tyman On Tap. Boycott Tyman On Tap.
That's the producer getting angry about a dog park.
You know? And then who was your guy that was on there beforehand? He was talking about the only team I want to hear about is the G-Men because I like him.
Oh, the Roos. The Roos used to run the Oakdale. Now he's on a boat on Lake George. He's a real Italian.
Yeah, it's real good. You know, he was short, sweet, to the point, and he likes the G-Men, you know?
He only likes the G-Men. You know, they're true Paisan, you know.
Beating the Patriots last night.
What?
What'd you think of the G-Men beating the Patriots last night?
Yeah, no Tom Brady. And they can only score 9 points, the Giants, or 6 points.
I didn't realize that they were the New England Tom Brady's.
Well, or the whole starting offensive lineup for the Patriots sat last night, but that's neither here nor there.
And that's for next week's episode. We're going to talk about the dog park.
You know, next week's episode, you're going to like it. We're going to have a lot of food. We're going to have TVs. We're going to talk about things. We're going to talk about football. We're going to talk about how to watch football. We're going to talk about what you eat when you watch football. We're going to talk about what you eat after you watch football. We're going to talk about what you eat the next day after you get done watching football.
Oh. And then you're going to talk about the aftermath.
Yeah. What do you do after you eat all our food? You're going to need some Tubs. We're going to tell you the best antacids and Pepto-Bismol stuff for your football matches.
Taco dips.
Taco dips. Oh.
Taco dips.
We'll have Luigi's taco dips. Send me a recipe by text message. We'll put it on the air. It'll be Luigi's taco dip.
I think that everybody should have a Ronco Showtime rotisserie for their game, because then you can set it and forget it, and the next thing you know, it's the end of the game, and you have rotisserie chicken. What do you think of that?
Sounds awesome. All right, so we're going to run.
All right, well, hey, have a good one, Joe.
All right.
Eyes on.
Eyes on. All right, that was Luigi from Suffield. We got so many Suffield callers. And I heard the phone ringing in there. Did anybody answer it? See who it was? Maybe they want to talk on air. Maybe they called the wrong number. Maybe you can transfer them over here. Maybe we can bring the microphone to them. So, yeah. So, who put out the fire? I don't know if anybody noticed this today, but the Kindle Fire permanently sold out on Amazon today. It actually sold so fast that it was on. Ooh, we're getting a call. Hello. You're on Tyman On Tap. Hello? Anybody there? Well, if that was you, please call back. So yeah, the fire was put out. There are no Kindle Fires. Currently, there's no announcement for a Kindle Fire 2. Everybody's assuming it's coming since they sold out. But right now, I mean, we're going to do a back-to-school special, and I was actually going to recommend the Kindle Fire, but now I cannot do that because you can't get it. We're getting a call. All right, whoever has been trying to call, please call back. The lines are wide open. You can get a hold of us in beautiful tobacco fields here in Wallingford. All right. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, who is this? Hello, who's there?
Hello?
Hello? Who's it? What? Okay, I don't know what that was. All right, so if you want to call, we got a couple more minutes here. So we can talk about the Kindle Fire. We can talk about next week's football episode. We can do whatever you want to do. This is your show. We're coming back for whole nother season. We're going to do a bunch of episodes. If you haven't called in, you got 2 more minutes before I shut the phones off for the night. Hello, you're on Tyman On Tap.
Hello?
Hello, who is this?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Please turn it down, please. What? Hello?
Hello? You're on air. Hello? All right, that was odd. All right, so we got another minute before I cut the phone lines off for the night. Just thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Make sure you take a look at our Twitter, at Joe's Facts. At Joe's Facts and hashtag Tyman On Tap. Let's see where we go. We got 15 more seconds, and I'm going to cut off the phone lines for the night. So thank you one and all. Get ready for next week's football episode. We're going to talk tech, food, football, awesomeness. Hello.
Hey, yes, I want to get on the line with Joe.
Wow, you got in right before we cut the phone lines off. How's it going, sir?
Hey, Joe, this is Benny Profane calling from Milford, Connecticut.
How you doing?
Hey, I just want to say something about dog parks. First of all, dog parks are the greatest symbol of American arrogance that I have ever even come upon. That we're building monuments to these animals, while in India people are starving. They'd cook a dog. We're taking taxpayer money because people out there don't have kids. They're feeling guilty, and they want the money that they're paying into the school system. This is absolutely ridiculous. Go walk the dog at the beach. Go walk the dog at existing parks. Pick up the shit. Excuse me, sorry about that. I'm sorry, FCC or whoever. I'm just saying, we don't need our own places for dogs, But
it's all privately funded. People they've raised donations for it. They've raised $12K for the dog park.
Now, here's my question. you're going into a convenience store, right? That's where they set up these little, boxes for you to put money into, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you're ringing up. You got your Gatorade. You got your bag of chips. You got 65 cents left over. Okay. Now you look down at the thing. There's one box that says, "Give to your Wallingford Dog Park." Give so that dogs may walk around in a greener area than they do now. Not that they know anything. Or you can look to the right, and there's little Billy Donovan, who's got cancer, and Billy Donovan needs money. Joe, who are you going to give your money to?
Well, I'd probably donate to little Billy Donovan, but they're not asking you to do that. Nobody's telling you you can only donate to the dog park or only donate to Billy Donovan. Nobody's telling you how to be charitable.
Well, in my hypothetical situation, they are. Stop being reasonable.
Okay, I won't be. Point taken.
Okay. Okay. So, Joe, you're a pro dog park. You would give, if you have $1,000 to give out for your charitable giving. How are you going to disperse that? How much of that is dog park related?
Well, if I had a charity, I'd probably donate to AIDS in Africa, most of it. But it's saying that AIDS in Africa was killed, I'd probably donate maybe a couple $100 to the dog park.
Wow, you don't even have a dog.
I want a dog. Once I live in a building that is dog friendly, I will have a dog.
I guess I don't understand. Is there like a
I used to have a dog.
Are there less than the normal amount of parks in Wallingford?
Wallingford has very green areas. There's some parks in Wallingford.
Are there dogs walking around on asphalt currently? And if we get a dog park, then they'll be able to run.
There's a lot of
grass.
sidewalks. And, there's a lot of dogs pooping on the sidewalks. We don't want them to poop in there. We want them pooping on the dog park.
But aren't they gonna poop in the dog park anyways?
But you can deal with it because it's at a dog park. You're not going trick or treating and like, oh, I just stepped in a little landmine. It's not that. You don't have to worry about that.
So are you saying that we're building a dog park because of a few days after Halloween or before Halloween when kids are trick or treating?
Yes, around Halloween. Okay. All right, we have to wrap up. We're running out of time, but thanks for calling in. Tune in next week.
Love your show, Joe.
All right, thank you. All right, so it's time for us to say sayonara. Thanks for calling in, everybody. Have a great night. Running tally: Suffield 3, Wallingford 1, Long Island 1, Milford 1. Come on, Wallingford. Better support next time. And we are all... Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
I am a long-time listener of your show, and I hear what you're saying about the dog parks and the Indians, and I don't like it. And I want to call you to tell you, it's not nice what you say.
About what?
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 Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What don't you like?
What don't I like? What do you mean? You know what you say?
I didn't say anything.
What do you mean? I'm watching your show right now.
All right, we're running out of time. Please call up next week about your concerns.
I will call next week.
All right.
Your show's officially canceled.
I don't know what that was. I don't know who that was. I did not insult any Indians, dog parks. All right, that was interesting. That was almost as good as the Pro Sandusky guy. All right, so are we wrapping?